Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AMA, the Ask Me Anything About Customer Success. I am your host, Dana Bentz. I'm head of customer success here at StreamYard, so I'm super happy to answer all of your questions. You name it, anything you want to know about StreamYard, about live streaming, whatever you want to know, I'm here to answer your questions. So we have two ways to answer questions or to ask your questions today. We have a Q&A tab on Hoppin, which is really nice because you can, post your question. You can actually make it anonymous if you prefer. Or you can just post it in the live chat section. I'm seeing people filling in right now. I know we were just on the main stage, so we'll give everyone a little bit of time to come over to this stage. But we have about, I think, 35 minutes together where I'm here to answer, I'm yours. I'm here to answer anything you want to know about StreamYard. So we have a few Ask Me Anything stages. We've got Christian and Julie in the other stages who are also StreamYard team members. So feel free to pop back and forth in and out of the stages to see what conversations are going on there. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I see Thomas is here. Jeffrey, hello. Nadine at StreamYard. Hi, Nadine. Thanks for tuning in. Hank, thanks for tuning in. Priya, welcome, welcome. Okay, well, let's just jump right into it. I already see several live Q&As. The first one is, will hotkeys be introduced to StreamYard? This is from Anonymous Public Relations. Thank you so much for your question. They say, for example, I want to be able to remove a guest, change the overlays, change the backgrounds all at the same time. With programmable hotkeys, I would be able to. That's a great question. And I know having hotkeys in StreamYard would be super useful, to quickly, I could just type the spacebar and all of a sudden, something happens, a video gets played. So it makes it a lot easier to use StreamYard. And, Gage and Dan, every time a feature gets requested, they always think about, is this going to make StreamYard easy to use, or will it even make it easier to use? So if it's in alignment with one of our three pillars, ease of use, reliability, and professional looking streams, then we're likely to add it. So I don't have a feature release date on that feature, but I know it's something we'd really like to add in the future. So thank you all for being here. I see Holly's here, Charvette's here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. That's the fun part about this comment section, is, we're tuning in from all over the world. It's really fun to see how global our streamer community is, which is so fun. Okay, question. Charvette says, I have a question. Are there plans to offer co-host options? Yes, there are. So if you missed the original, the beginning, right before the keynote presentation, Gage and Dan just made a huge announcement of our Teams feature that's coming in the summer of 2021. So we're super excited about that Teams feature to open up the possibilities for collaboration in live streaming. So, you can work on a show, you can have a co-host, you can have you can make your guests co-host and live stream together on the same account. You can collaborate on recordings, like if you use StreamYard to just record and not necessarily go live. It's going to be it's just going to make the whole process of sharing accounts, working on streams together a lot easier. So to answer your question, yes, we do plan on offering co-host options very soon. But right now you can also co-host, like my sister Kelsey and I, we co-host the StreamYard Spotlight Show every Thursday night. Actually, we're doing one tonight at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So you can check out the StreamYard Spotlight later today. Good question. Awesome. Sandra says, are you joining Hoppin? And if so, is your service available covered by the Hoppin yearly license? So we did join Hoppin. Hoppin acquired StreamYard earlier this year, and we're totally different, separate products right now. Of course, as you can see, you can use the two tools together. Like we're streaming with StreamYard, but we're streaming to our Hoppin stage, so all of our attendees can register and join the event on Hoppin. So you can use the two tools together. I'm not sure how the integration of the two tools is going to form over time, but right now you still need two licenses. You got your Hoppin license, your StreamYard license, and they're still separate for now, but stay tuned for updates on the integration. Ooh, Roger. Are you thinking about increasing the amount of people that can be on screen? Says Roger from South Africa. Wow, South Africa in the house. This is awesome. So I'm streaming from Vancouver, Washington. So it's nice to see where you're coming from. So the amount of people that can be on screen right now, the limit, the max is 10 people on screen. And we've thought a little bit about increasing that. We've done surveys, we've talked to our users, and people don't really have the need for it. The average user doesn't have the need for 10 people on screen, like on their regular shows. It would be really great for the one-off, events and things like that, where you have a panel of maybe 20 people on screen. So we've thought about adding it. It's not the biggest priority at the moment, but if people want it, if people are requesting it, it's something we will think about adding. Absolutely. It's hard enough to invite 10 guests on screen. I've never done a panel bigger than, I think 8 has been my largest panel. And it's hard to ask that many guests to be on your show. But I know some people have events for it. Okay. Are there plans? This is South Dingo says, hi, are there any plans to be able to set/edit the title and descriptions for destinations like DLive and Trovo, which are RTMP? Ooh, so for those of you who don't know what South Dingo's asking, when you stream to a destination like RTMP, which is RTMP just means a live stream feed. When you stream to those custom destinations that aren't directly integrated with StreamYard, you have to use the RTMP feature, which doesn't have the comment section. You can't schedule it in advance. There's a few limiting factors being able to stream with the RTMP. So South Dingo's asking, can we edit the title and description? Like, will we ever be able to do that in StreamYard? And it's a possibility. Right now, since we only connect via RTMP, StreamYard doesn't have a way to access things like, the description, the title. Like when you stream to Hoppin, you're streaming with RTMP and you're setting up everything on the destination. So like if you were to stream to Vimeo, you're setting everything up on Vimeo and then you just send the live stream there. So it's possible, Dingo. I don't have a time frame on that feature. It's an interesting question. If a lot of people are streaming to custom destinations, we'll absolutely prioritize adding it. Yeah, good question. Okay. This is so fun. We have so many people in here. Thank you so much. I see we have 2,500 people still in our event, just wandering around. We have so many stages going on. Networking is open. Our expo booths are open. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is so fun. Oh my goodness. Indy says, I'm in Indonesia and it's 1:26 a.m. right now. Thank you so much for staying awake for me. That's awesome. And Charvette says, thank you. Victoria says, hello from Toronto. Jaden says, hello. Hi, Jaden. Thank you so much. The world is so small in a chat. That is so true. I think the chat is one of my favorite parts about live streaming is like people were saying on the main stage, is this recorded? Is this live? Are these questions, staged, or are they actually real questions? And it's so neat that they actually are real-time live audience member questions. Like I'm scrolling, you can hear my mouse in the background actually scrolling through all of your questions. So that's the beauty of live content. It's super engaging. We have Kalani from Charlotte, North Carolina, Santiago from Tarragona. Wow, cool. Barb is from Okanagan, BC, Canada, wine country. Cool. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Jonas is tuning in from Stockholm. Wow. Okay, let me scroll back to the Q&A. The chat is just too fun. Cool. Okay, Alex says, will we be able to use animated overlays? So you can use animated overlays right now, actually. If you just upload a GIF file to your overlays section, something will play, whatever your GIF file is, something will play animated on screen. And you can also make transparent GIFs. So it could have transparency, like if I wanted an animated lower third at the bottom. Kelsey and I have used animated confetti on our screen. Like when we announce a big feature, we use the confetti on StreamYard just as like a fun little animation. But yes, you can do that right now. Dr. Christopher Vogelman says, would sharing a presentation in Prezi be too distracting for viewers? I think it depends on how many, what's going on in Prezi? How many animations do you have going on? Are there a ton of videos that are in Prezi? I think it would be pretty cool, actually. Like the times I've used Prezi in the past, I haven't used it in a while because I really like Google Slides. But the times I've used it in the past, I think the biggest animations are when you jump to the next part of it, like the next part of your presentation, probably the next slide, I guess you call it. And that's fun for viewers. I think that makes it more engaging. Like I really like have things that are, going on in my show. Like we show comments on the screen all throughout the live stream show that we do on Thursdays. And I love having my interpreter here. I think this is so much fun, just for something for people to watch on screen. And we have, StreamYard has the nice banners that go along the bottom. Like we have the tickers that, it's just a subtle movement that adds to your live stream show, that just makes it really interesting for your viewers to watch. Like this one. Good timing. I love it. Good question. Okay. Ooh, Matthias, can we add a broadcast from directly to a calendar? Okay, e.g. Google Calendar. That's a good question. So we don't have an integration with Google Calendar, but what we could do is like make it easier for people to just like with the upcoming, how everyone has their upcoming broadcasts section, we could have a button that's like add to Google Calendar or something, and then it would create the event also on your Google Calendar. Right now, I have it set up in a way that, so first my guests book me on Calendly. So I have my Calendly link hooked up, and if someone wants to be on the StreamYard Spotlight show, they fill out their information on Calendly. Calendly books an event in my Google Calendar, and then I just add the StreamYard link to the Google Calendar, and then everyone has it. Super easy, not too much coordinating. So that's how I do it, but we could, make that integration in-house. So it'd be good to know if that was a priority for you all. We love hearing your feedback. Like I said before, that's how we decide what features to prioritize. It's like, how many people are really needing this? Like, is this a huge pain point for everyone, for the majority of people? Is this a pain point that we need to solve? Cool. Jen says, is the iPad workaround equivalent to using a second monitor? Ooh, like having your iPad as a second monitor. You could totally do that. So then what you would do is, I'm not sure what the app is called, but I think there's one called Reflector. Maybe it's called Mirror. Maybe it's the same name, same company. But I think what Reflector does is Reflector lets you use your iPad as a second monitor, and then you can just drag and drop, your slideshow or whatever you want to be on the second screen. Maybe you want you on screen, like your StreamYard window, maybe you want that on the iPad screen, and then you want your slideshow on your computer. You could totally do that. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this Q&A tab, thank you so much for asking all your questions in this Q&A tab. I really like, this is something that Hoppin has that StreamYard doesn't have yet, is StreamYard just has the comment section, like just one public comments, all your live chats from YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, they all filter into one section, but Hoppin has it organized where you can have your chat in one place and your Q&A in another. So it just kind of organizes things, which I really like. Okay. Pete says, hi Pete, thanks for tuning in. Pete Johns. Are templates or default settings for common shows being considered? Would be great for weekly shows. Ooh, okay, so Pete's wondering, can we, save everything, all our settings, all our, whatever else, all our template? Can we save a whole show as a template so that you could kind of just go duplicate the whole event and then it just makes a copy of the live stream? And that's definitely something that we've thought about 100%, because it is, when you have a weekly show like you do, Pete, and like we do, it's like most of the show is the same. Most of it is like our StreamYard Spotlight, for example, and like many of your shows likely are. If you host a live stream show once a week, every single week, it might have the same name, like the same title. You probably want the same settings too. Like Kelsey and I, we love streaming in 1080p. We just keep that, and that's stuck on our account. We love it. We keep that there. And things like the title, like it's always StreamYard Spotlight with Dana and Kelsey. So if we could just duplicate that event, then we'd be all set. Then you might just change like who the guest name is. So Pete, that's a great idea. We're not working on it at this moment, but I think it's definitely something we should add. Absolutely. Okay. Excuse me. Nicholas, now that Periscope is moving to Twitter, does it support HD videos? Ooh, Nicholas, I don't know. So I think that's in Twitter's plan. And for those of you who haven't heard the Twitter update, so Twitter's slowly closing down Periscope, and they're going to move everyone over to Twitter Live, just direct to Twitter. You don't even need Periscope involved. Like, you don't need it as the middleman. And so until that happens, things work the same way as it usually does. Nothing will get cut off for you, don't worry. And it's going to be a seamless transition when we just move everyone, boom, straight to Twitter Live. But Nicholas is asking, will it support HD videos? Because right now, Twitter doesn't support 1080p. It only supports 720, which I'm not really sure why they have it like that. But that must be a feature request Twitter's getting. So I can't speak for Twitter, but my guess is yes, they'll be adding that. It's probably come up in their feature request section quite often. Marissa, hi, thanks for tuning in. Marissa says, hi Dana, Marissa here. How much time do you do prep for a live show? From guest prep to right before you go live? That's the same question I asked Brian, who was in my stage, Brian Schulman, because I was really curious about how he preps for his lives. I think it really depends on which type of show it is. So, for example, if it's an event like this one, I'm prepping, probably an hour a week coming up to it. Like maybe starting 3 weeks ago, we started planning, or I was involved in the planning. And then an hour a week, I'm like working on my script, reviewing the script, working with the guests to make sure all their, we do tech rehearsals and things like that to make sure everything's ready. And then the morning of, I was up maybe 1.5 hours before we went live, just to get ready and to actually look ready for the show. But other than reviewing my script, writing the script and reviewing it, there's not too much prep that I'm doing for events like this. Now, when it comes to the live stream weekly show, the show StreamYard Spotlight, Kelsey and I probably plan maybe 15 minutes a week because it's very easy for us to invite guests on. Like, we've gotten it in a rhythm. We've had to invite so many guests that we kind of know how it rolls. So when we see, a really interesting customer using StreamYard in a really cool way, if they're using it uniquely, then we'll invite that person on our show. So we'll send out invites maybe one day per week. And lots of people would really like our show, so they like to be spotlighted on the StreamYard Spotlight, just to get their message out there, to get their show in front of our followers. So when we book them, it's quite easy to schedule them into our show. I think booking guests is the hardest part because some people have schedule conflicts. Some people have specific things they need, so they're not free until 3 weeks from now, which is fine. But I think it's just getting the hang of booking guests that's the hardest part, and maybe even finding guests, like knowing where to find guests. I've heard people give tips before that's like, I join Facebook groups for podcasters, people like that who need guests all the time. There's websites that help you find guests, things like that. But yeah, for me, I've just kind of learned that the worst that someone can say is no to being on your show. So why not ask them? I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned with live streaming with a guest. Good question, Marissa. Paula says, what about analytics? Will there be more robust information about who is watching and for how long? Or does that already exist? Paula, nice. Yep, I'm glad you transitioned us to analytics because this is something we'd really like to add on StreamYard. We've thought about it for a long time. We've thought about what would be important, like what would people care about seeing when they are looking in an analytics section of StreamYard. So right now, we show you the number of live viewers watching you right now. Like in the moment, we show you that number in the top left corner of your StreamYard studio. So you always know how many people are watching you. Now, if you hover over that little button, it'll say, 13 people from YouTube, 70 people from Facebook, 10 people from Twitter, so that you know where are these people watching from in the moment. Now, what we'd like to do, which we don't have yet, is we'd like to make that info available after the stream. So you could see, oh, throughout the show I had 17 live viewers from Twitter. That's really awesome. Maybe I should be building my community on Twitter a little bit more, or LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever the case may be, whatever the destination may be. We'd really like to make that information available. Now, when it comes to analytics, I'd really like to know, I guess this is an Ask Me Anything to you, our audience. So what would you like to see if we added something like a stream analytics? What type of analytics would you be interested in knowing about after your show? Let me know in the comments. Okay, next one. Selena, hi Dana Bentz. Is there any update on when StreamYard will be broadcasting directly into Hoppin without having to use RTMP? I know that's being worked on, because that would be a very, very cool integration to where, it would be similar to how our integrations are with Facebook, YouTube. You'd be able to see the Hoppin comments and you'd be able to show them on screen. I am so excited about that, because it would be super cool to show all these questions I'm asking or answering on my live stream show, because I think that's one of the best parts about StreamYard, is interacting with the live Q&A, with the live chat, with the live comments, because that really makes it feel like, this is a live stream. Like, this is live. We are here and now. You're asking me live. I'm answering you live. We have internet issues once in a while. It's live. It's kind of the fun, the exciting part of it, is that engagement. Okay. Alexandre. Hi from France, Dana. Hello from the US. Would it be possible to have an automatic translation if you host a foreign guest? Ooh, interesting. So an automatic translation. So Alexandra, can you tell me, do you want captions in another language, like auto captions, or are you wanting, I'm not sure how that would work, an automatic translation for a foreign guest? Maybe someone to talk over it in that language? Let me know in the comments. That would be really cool. I'm not sure how that would work, but I think that would be really cool. Anonymous says, can you share a template of the script? Ooh, sure. I'm not sure how to get it to you, but yeah, I'll absolutely share the template of our script. You can also watch our show later on today. It's only 20 minutes, so it's super fast. We do a quick overview, Kelsey and I, on the StreamYard Spotlight. We welcome people to the show. We say, please let us know where you're tuning in from. Or like my banner today says, ask in the Q&A if you have any questions, things like that. So we welcome people. We engage with our regular customers who show up every single live. And then we introduce the guest. We have the guest on. And then once the guest and us do Q&A with the guest, then we send them off and we do a little wrap up and we close the show. So it's super short, super sweet. We really try to pack as much info about the guest in as possible, with still making it like we don't want to waste anyone's time. Like, we want quick info, good tips from our guests that we have on. Like, last week's show was awesome. We had the CEO of Camo app. The webcam app is super cool. You can make your phone turn into a really high quality webcam with this Camo app. I had never seen it before in person, so that was very neat to have him on. Okay, that's kind of my run of show, a brief run of show, but I'm happy to send you the template. You can just pop into the StreamYard live chat later on today. I'll be there. All of our StreamYard team members who are here in the comment section now will be there on the live chat. You can reach us at streamyard.com/contact, and we'll shoot you the script there. Thank you so much for being interested. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, Paula again. Will you be adding presets where you can click one button and, for instance, open a roll an open sequence, like an open animation, then going to the host full screen with the lower third banner in one click? So I think you're meaning hotkeys, Paula. Let me know if that's the case, because what hotkeys would let you do is, you would add your presets and then things would kind of be locked, and all you have to do is press enter if you want to show a video clip, press spacebar if you want to, show an overlay, press the one key if you want one guest added. I don't really know how hotkeys would work, but all I know is it would make things just a lot easier to run a show. And so many people run their live stream shows by themselves. Like I'm lucky enough to have a producer today for an event like this, but on the weekly show, Kelsey and I, we run the show together. We don't have a producer. We kind of we run it all by ourselves. We show comments on screen by ourselves. So that's the beauty, is that StreamYard's always making it easy to run a really professional show all by yourself. No help needed. So absolutely, Paula, things like presets or hotkeys would make things a lot easier to be a one-man show. Okay, thank you so much for all your Q&A. Oh, yay. Let me go back to the chat. I've been in the Q&A tab this whole time. Paula says, yes, hotkeys, but a few things in a row. Oh, like linking hotkeys. Yeah, okay. Noted, Paula. I'm going to take that back to the development team. Actually, they're probably watching right now. So that's definitely something we'll note. Thank you so much for that feature request. Okay, Brian, greetings. Will it be possible to share a PowerPoint with audio? You can share a PowerPoint with audio right now. Now it has to be in the browser. You have to share it from Chrome, but you can open up your PowerPoint in Chrome. There's a variety of ways. My favorite way is just to open Google Drive, because it's simple to just drag and drop my PowerPoint in there, and then I can open it and play it with audio from there. But Brian, if you're asking to play the audio from your PowerPoint because there's a video in your PowerPoint, I recommend using our new our local video file sharing feature, because it's really optimized for the best quality video. It's super high quality. It doesn't rely as much on your internet connection as ScreenShare does. Like ScreenShare is really hard on your computer, your connection. If you don't have a really solid Ethernet connection, it can be pretty hard to share videos on ScreenShare. But with that local video file sharing feature, playing your videos, it's phenomenal. And the thing I really like about it is unlimited length, unlimited file size for that feature. So it just opens up the world. Sounds silly, but it opens up the possibilities, of playing a huge pre-recorded file and then transition really seamlessly to a live panel. Like a very neat use case I've seen is people will stream a whole movie premiere on StreamYard, believe it or not. And it's like an hour and a half, however long the movie is. And then they'll bring up the actors on a live panel right after the show. So cool, so seamless, moving from the whole movie premiere to the live panel, just boom, ready to go, ready to be on screen. Really awesome, really makes the content so engaging, because it's great to watch a movie premiere, but then it's even better to have, live Q&A with whoever was in the movie. I think that's awesome. So Brian, back to your question about PowerPoint with audio. If you want to share your PowerPoint because it has a video, I might recommend putting that video in the video file sharing feature instead of just playing it from your PowerPoint. Just a thought. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded. Oh, Toya, thank you. Toya posted the link to StreamYard.com/contact, so you can reach us if you have any more questions. Like if I don't answer all of your questions, please reach out to us. Our team of 24/7 live chat support is available for you. We try to have a less than 1 minute response time, believe it or not. You can go check it out for yourself and see if we beat it. But 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, we're there for you. Whenever you go live, if you need any help, please let us know at StreamYard.com/contact. I am so proud of our team. I am so proud of how crazy it is that we can offer 24/7, support to you, because we know people are doing events all around the world. You're going live at any hour of the day, and if you need help, we need to be there for you. So just a little shout out to our support team. Okay, Angela, I'm in the UK. Does it start again at 8 p.m.? Oh, Angela, I think so. I'm not sure. We'll have to check with Carly when it starts again, but we're definitely sending out the replay, the recording of the entire event. So you'll get every stage, every keynote in an email, I think maybe end of this week or early next week. So make sure, don't miss that email. Oh, and Analia said too, I missed the keynote. Will there be a replay? Absolutely. We will email you. Yeah. Ooh, Franco says you can do simultaneous translation via Interprify, which you can now integrate into Hoppin. Ooh, so that could work. That could work for I forget who is wanting the simultaneous translation for the foreign guest that they have on StreamYard. I'm not sure how, we'll have to think about how that would work together with Interprify, but that's super cool. Very accessible. Awesome. Axel says, hi Dana, will there be more people on screen? I answered this one a while ago, but possibly, Axel. Let me know how many people you need on screen, because we're always listening to your feedback. We're always listening to your feature requests. So let us know if it's a huge need, and we're happy to help. Nicole says, love this. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I think these are so much fun. I love hanging out with our community. I love, any chance I get to be in the comments section with people who are also using StreamYard like I am. I love my StreamYard Spotlight show. I love my time to be on stage like now with all of you. So thank you so much for joining me. We only have a few more minutes, but I'm going to get to as many questions as I possibly can. Okay. Hello from Brazil, says Montez. How to use Instagram without intermediate apps? Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people want to stream to Instagram. So do I, by the way. And the only reason is Instagram isn't letting anyone stream outside of their native app. They don't let anyone do it. There's some third-party apps like you're mentioning, but they're very risky because Instagram is shutting people's accounts down if they're using these third-party things. So I really don't recommend risking it. But as soon as Instagram opens up their, API, so StreamYard could connect to it, we will be implementing Instagram. But no timeline for you on that one, unfortunately. I really like Instagram. Okay. Vicky says, quite amazing how excited I am to have my comments read out. Vicky, I know, me too, Vicky. Honestly, I think the live Q&A, and it's even better when you could show it on screen, like in StreamYard, like when I'm streaming to YouTube, I show all my YouTube chats on screen, and it just adds so much fun to the live stream show, so much fun to the conversation. Vicky says, I broadcast a show once a week. So now I know how my audience must feel. It makes viewing addictive. Agreed. And Brian mentioned that in the stage I was in. Absolutely. The live, like how the viewers really want to be, part of your show. Brian actually brings people on into his own shows from the comment section, which I think is crazy. I think it's such a fun idea. But I mean, that's how you meet, random strangers and bring them into your community. Like he's really good at that. But Vicky, I totally agree. Like that's why I love tuning into other people's live stream shows. The being shown on screen or being shouted out, on screen is just so much fun. It's such a fun thing to do. Okay, next question. Thank you so much for all your questions, you guys. This is so much fun. I thought I wouldn't have very much to talk about, but I'm getting so many questions. Thank you. Oh, Fabienne, thank you. This is a great question. I think that transitions between scenes are very rough. Is there a way to have a smoother fade scene transition between scenes? Great question. So this is something that, we have built-in transitions, like super subtle transitions, like when I'm in the big box or when I transition to the smaller box, if we switch boxes, there's a tiny bit of transitions. But Fabienne's saying it's hard cuts. But he's wanting to have more smoother transitions. And this is something we've thought of, like having maybe it's like more of a dissolve or maybe like a fade to black, transitioning between scenes or between, video content, images, things like that. So absolutely, Fabienne, if this is something that's important to you, like let me know in the chat section that this is the feature you're really needing in StreamYard, and our engineers are happy to help. And with that, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my customer success AMA session, Ask Me Anything. This has been such a fun, 30 minutes that we've gotten to spend together. Thank you so much for asking all your questions and your feature requests. Your feedback on StreamYard is so, so important to us as we grow, as we add new things. So please let us know your feedback. Let us know what you're thinking. Email us at any time, contact@streamyard.com. We are so happy that you're part of our community. And thank you again for being at this event. We will see you soon. Happy streaming.